Hey everyone, welcome to today's webinar. I'm your host, Dr. Daniel, and I'm going to be discussing today 4 simple steps to reducing your fatigue and increasing energy as soon as even next week. Now, I want to wait just a little bit to let people go ahead and get on this webinar before we get started, because I know that there's always a few people that are running late, and I really do want to make sure that everyone has a chance at hearing what I've got to say. And on that note, I am really happy that every single one of you are here. And I promise that I'm not going to hold anything back. You see, I'm going to be sharing with you some valuable health gems that I know can radically change your life, especially if you've been experiencing problems with energy or fatigue. Now, the information that I'm about to share has impacted hundreds of people that I've personally treated and hundreds more that I've never personally met. And I want you to know that all of this is possible if you take action on the information that I'm about to share with you. Now, my promise to you is that I'm going to show you exactly how to increase your energy and slash your fatigue so you can enjoy more time with family and friends and never have to wake up tired or miss out on any fun activities ever again. In fact, if you stay until the end, I'm going to give you one of my most popular guides. And this is the 7 Steps to Better Sleep guide. Hundreds of my patients have told me that this guide alone has helped them to dial in on their sleep and optimizing rest for maximum recovery and energy. So I really do hope that you stay to the end so that way you can get this important document. But before we begin, I do need your attention. Please turn off your cell phones, stay off social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. Look, if you're someone who has low energy or experiences fatigue, then please take this serious so you can get the results that you know you deserve. I know we've all been to the gym, or maybe you've taken a class, right? And there's really just 2 types of people that show up. The first person is that person who shows up but doesn't participate. They don't ask questions. They don't even bother to learn how to use the machines, or they don't take advantage of all the information that's being presented. And then you've got that other person who shows up, they ask how to use the equipment, and they want to know when the extra training sessions are happening or when the extra tutoring is taking place. So they want to take full advantage of everything that's exposed to them. And who do you think is going to be getting more out of it? Of course, the second person is. So let's all try to commit to staying engaged during this time that we're sharing, and let's commit to taking action. Okay? Now, who am I? My name is Dr. Daniel, and I'm a functional medicine physician in Austin, Texas. I have a Bachelor of Science degree in biology, chemistry, and nursing. I have postgraduate training in neuroscience and biochemistry, and in fact, I was about a year away from getting my PhD when I decided that I didn't want to work in a lab or be a lab rat. In fact, when I started observing that my entire family was getting sick, despite the fact that they were, taking all the drugs that their doctors told them to do and basically following all the rules, right? All the doctor's orders, but yet they were still getting sick and they weren't getting any healthier. So I realized that the same products that I was actually helping to create as a biomedical scientist in the lab was not really creating or translating to health out in the real world. And that's when I became passionate, even obsessed with the body's ability to heal itself. And I've personally dedicated my life to trying to help people to achieve health without the prescription. So I left my graduate program in pursuit of a doctorate in chiropractic medicine, because chiropractic is the largest natural healing organization in the entire world. And since then, I've become a certified functional medicine physician. I've been published in numerous health trade journals, and I currently operate one of the largest natural health centers in Central Texas. Now let's talk about you. Imagine what your life is going to be like when you have so much energy that you start enjoying your time with family and friends again. When you never have to feel bad about coming home and not having the energy to play with your kids. Or how about never worrying about waking up tired, and when you've got a full day ahead of you, you just don't know what that's like anymore, right? Because you have so much energy that you can get home and you can exercise if you want. Or you can cook food if you want, right? Because you have all the energy. What would that be like when you finally know what's causing your fatigue, or more importantly, how to get rid of it? Do you think that would make a difference for you and your family? How about your future? I know it will, because I've personally consulted with over 1,200 people and I've seen it happen firsthand. Now here's what Jill had to say. No doubt, fatigue becomes daunting to live with. But thanks to Dr. D, who took my lack of motivation and doubts away with sound advice and the help that I needed. He covered everything I needed to get well. And I am now in a completely different place mentally and physically. And Dr. D had such a big hand in that. I don't know what I would have done without his knowledge, advice, and help. And even though we have never met, Dr. D has a special place in my heart. Thank you. Then there's Sandra, who fought breast cancer and was actually experiencing serious fatigue by the time that I met her. Now here's what she had to say. When I found Dr. D, I was already midstream in my healing process with breast cancer. By the time I met him, my energy was completely zapped and I had no other options. I had done every diet, all the detoxes, the de-stressing and therapy, but I still needed to do more. With Dr. D's help, I followed a protocol which resulted in success. He is a kind, gentle, and full of knowledge. Debbie is someone who knew a lot about natural medicine prior to meeting me, and she knew so much about healing and healing protocols, but never actually organized it properly. Here's what she had to say. The 4 essentials that Dr. Daniel laid out for me have positively impacted my life. I became so aware of basic elements like reducing my toxic exposure and learning about easy saliva and urine tests to improve my health and actually see his methods working. Because of Dr. Daniel, I am now a remarkably happier, healthier person. I can never thank him enough for such a transforming effect on my life. He is the best. Now, I have hundreds of these testimonials, and I don't show them to make myself look good. I show them because I want you to know it's possible. In fact, any patient of mine knows that I never take credit when someone gets well. And I hear it all the time. I hear the thank yous. People will come up to me and they say, thank you for helping me. And I'm quick to respond by saying, thank yourself. You see, you are your best doctor, and I won't take credit when you get better, but I also won't take credit when you don't. Now, these results are certainly not typical. I am going to walk you through the system that we're using to get the results, but understand that anything worthwhile takes effort. Also, please understand that my results are not typical because the average person who attends any training gets 0 results. And the truth is, most people simply don't take action. However, I'm happy to share with you for free exactly what's working for these people, and if you take action, you're not going to regret it. This is not just some health infomercial that promises the world to you. This is an opportunity for anyone interested in increasing their energy and vitality in a sound and proven way. So let's get right into it. Here's what we're going to be covering tonight. Secret number 1, what's draining the energy from your body and how to reverse it. Secret number 2, how to transform every cell in your body to become energy producing factories. Secret number 3, we've all been exposed to chemicals, viruses, parasites, and foods that wreck our health. I'm going to share with you how to fix it. Secret number 4, what activities you can do today to biohack your way to increased energy. So let's start with secret number 1. What's draining the energy from your body and how to reverse it? Now, the best way to clean up the environment is to first stop polluting it. So step 1 is all about cutting out all the sources of toxins. Now, most people with low energy and constant fatigue have been told to change their diet, but I'm here to say that it's not that simple. Simply eating more fruits and vegetables is not going to miraculously drive up your energy. You see, our body is designed to detox by itself. The problem is most of our filters, so things like your liver, your gallbladder, your spleen, your lungs, and your blood, they need to be repaired, and the specific steps of what foods to eat and what foods to eliminate need to be addressed. You're either feeding fatigue or you're feeding the body. It's that simple. Now, it shouldn't be a secret anymore that pollution and pollutants are a serious problem. Pollution and its effects can be found in virtually every place on Earth. Although the Arctic is remote from industrialized areas, numerous man-made chemicals are found at high concentrations in animals such as polar bears, Arctic foxes, and even the Inuit. So really no one is safe, and even one study even found that an average of 200 chemicals were found in the umbilical cords of newborns, meaning that from day 1 of our birth, we already have over 200 chemicals in our bloodstream. Even scarier is the fact that we're just starting to understand the health effects of pollution in the body. You see, air pollution is breathed into our body and impacts our lungs, our heart, and our digestive tract, ultimately causing symptoms such as headache and fatigue. Water pollution, which also contains bacteria, parasites, and other chemicals, also contributes to headaches and fatigue. And then you have soil contamination that includes bacteria and parasites and pesticides, and they all do the same thing. So toxins are everywhere. And as you can see on this slide, these are just a few of the thousands of different classes of compounds that are impacting our health today. This includes industrial compounds and chemicals such as solvents and household detergents or cleaners. You have things like toxic metals and plasticizers. Then you have car pollution or factory incineration pollutants. So it's in the air that we're breathing. And then pesticides and herbicides. Did you know that it's estimated that 98% of the population has Roundup or glyphosate in their bloodstream? Then there's food additives, cosmetic additives, synthetic medications, and even synthetic vitamins. And this is huge because most people will go to the vitamin store in search of health food stores, right, to get their best vitamins. And a lot of times these vitamins, they're just full of additives and synthetic chemicals themselves. So they're not even helping you. Now, since World War II, 75 to 85,000 chemicals have been released into the environment, and less than half have been tested for potential toxicity. Over 4 billion pounds of pesticides are used annually in the US, which is about 8 pounds for every man, woman, and child. Even our own homes are not safe. And in fact, the EPA has stated that our internal environment or our homes are more toxic than our external environment. And why is that? Because of all the synthetic fibers, gases, the collection of dust and allergens, solvents, all of this combined together creates this toxic load and buildup that builds up in our bodies and starts to wreak havoc for our physiology. Then there's the issue with our food. Even when you eat whole foods, you're taking in massive amounts of chemicals. And this is why it's important to consider going organic or GMO free. Now, I realize that it can get expensive to do this. So I actually do my best to provide my patients with lists of foods that you should avoid if you're not going to purchase organic, versus those foods that will give you your best bang for your buck if you are purchasing organic. For example, this list shows you the most common foods with the highest amounts of pesticides from top to bottom. Now at the top you can see, at the top of the list you can see that there's strawberries. So let's talk for a little bit about strawberries as just one example. This is how strawberries are produced in this country. Soil is covered with plastic sheets and repeatedly saturated with a compound known as methyl bromide, which kills all weeds, insects, and soil microbes. In 1999, over 5 million pounds of methyl bromide were applied to strawberry fields in California. Methyl bromide is a Category 1 acute toxin, and its side effects include things like headaches, myalgias, blurred vision, nausea, disequilibrium, which basically disequilibrium is dizziness, damage to your lungs, kidneys, reproductive organs, and your CNS or central nervous system, which includes your brain. And all this together leads to fatigue or feelings of low energy. The current law allows for 350 different pesticides to be used on the foods that we eat. The average home contains 3 to 10 gallons of hazardous chemicals, and 400 synthetic chemicals can be found in the average human body by lab testing. Now, if just one chemical like methyl bromide can cause fatigue and low energy, do you think that 400 chemicals all mixed together in various combinations could be making it worse? Absolutely. And of the roughly 900 pesticide active ingredients registered in the US, more than 160 have been classified as known or suspected carcinogens, which are known to cause cancer by the US EPA. And what happens when our cells get damaged? Your energy starts to drop. Now, this is why Dr. Sherry Rogers has gone and stated that most people who think that they're tired are actually toxic. Secret number 2, how to transform every cell in your body to become energy-producing factories. Now, secret number 2 is all about creating new healthy cells, specifically something called the mitochondria, to increase your energy output. The food that we eat is made up of 3 possible substances: carbohydrates, fats, and protein. When digested, these substances are broken down into the smaller components: sugar, fatty acids, and amino acids. And once inside a cell, various biochemical processes turn one substance into another until they eventually become the molecules that our bodies need in order to make energy, which scientists call ATP, or adenosine triphosphate. And the main producers of energy in our cells is called the mitochondria. These are actually known as the cell power plant. So here's a picture of a human cell. And your body is made up of billions of these cells. And the little bean-like structures that you see here in red, these are known as your mitochondria. It's your body's powerhouse or power plant, and these little structures actually are what generate energy for you to use throughout the day. So what's required for healthy energy output? Well, you need healthy food, a clean environment, and exercise, and all these are known to drive up ATP production or energy production from the mitochondria. We also know that stress, unhealthy food or processed foods, and toxins produce compounds known as free radicals that damage the mitochondria and can prevent you from producing energy. So if you want to increase your energy, these are the structures or the things that you need to focus on. Number one, cut out toxins that are damaging the mitochondria. And then number two, increase specific nutrients to create new healthy cells. So basically what happens is that food is broken down and turned into energy inside your mitochondria. But if your mitochondria are overwhelmed by oxidative stress or lacking the nutrients that they need, they won't be able to do their job properly, and you'll be low on energy. This leads to decreased cell function and low energy or fatigue. And the best way to repair mitochondrial disease is to increase nutrient-dense foods such as green leafy vegetables, grass-fed meats, wild-caught fish, and healthy fats. Scientists now understand that our mitochondria are sensitive to free radicals or compounds that damage our cells. And antioxidants, just think all the bright colored foods that you could be putting into your body, actually act as defenders of these mitochondria. Now let's get into secret number 3. We've all been exposed to chemicals, viruses, parasites, and foods that wreck our health. Let's talk about how we can fix it. After we stop the toxins from coming in, and we start creating new healthy cells, so remember we start fueling our mitochondria, we also need to consider complementing our detox systems by destroying bad bugs, viruses, and parasites. So we need to complement our body's detox capacity by destroying bacteria, viruses, and parasites and binding environmental toxins that are in our body so we can eliminate them through our bowels. We already established how toxic we are with chemicals. So it should come as no surprise that our bodies are also polluted with viruses, bacteria, and parasites. There are chemicals such as methylmercury, PCBs, pesticides like DDT, MTBE, or phthalates, and all sorts of other products that embed within our cells and cause dysfunction. Viruses can infect our cells, and while our immune system destroys them, we now know that tiny, small fragments of viral DNA or RNA remain in our body and cause problems. These fragments actually disrupt mitochondrial energy production and further shut down our immune system. Also, parasites are found in 33% of the population at any point in time. So while it may seem far-fetched that common parasites, including the common Giardia parasite, could be the cause of extreme fatigue and diarrhea, that's exactly what researchers have discovered. Several studies published in peer-reviewed medical journals have found that parasites were not only the cause of extreme fatigue, but they also seem to be the cause of obstructive sleep apnea, depression, achy joints, irritability, lack of clarity, and anxiety. So again, it's important to complement our detox systems with known herbs, botanicals, and binders that can grab hold of these bugs and safely eliminate them through our urine or bowel movements. You have things like chemical binders, which include charcoal tablets, silica, and clay. Viral binders include things like chitosan, acacia, aloe, and zeolites. Parasite disruptors include biocidin, lauricidin, and propolis. And then you've also got heavy metal binders, such as IMD or intestinal metals detox, clay, chlorella, and thiol. Now, please keep in mind that it's important to note that while you can take these substances to eliminate and bind these harmful compounds and bugs, I personally recommend getting the proper testing done so you can actually zero in on your exact problem and know how to properly dose yourself. This truly is the key to getting rid of these substances. Finally, secret number 4. After we cut out toxins, create new healthy cells, complement our detox systems, we then need to follow up with cultivating a healthy lifestyle to biohack your way to increased energy. Now, the old school thinking or way of thinking was that Fit people were fit because they exercised and ate well, and unfit people, well, they were unhealthy because they didn't do that, right? So I'm sure you've heard this before. Somebody tells you maybe you just need to exercise more, or maybe you just need to eat healthier. Well, none of that is true. Today, doctors and scientists now know that it's more complicated than that. We are now recognizing that the energy of the body is completely associated with the mind and how it interacts with the environment. You see, everything is energy. And in fact, according to a Nobel Prize laureate, Carlos Rubia, we are only 1/billionth physical matter, and the rest is all energy. So if we're mostly made up of energy and light, then it makes sense that we keep the energy in our body balanced and free of interference. If we are to experience everlasting energy, then we need to keep our sources connected, and that is your brain, your body, and your mind. So increasing energy really requires us to dial in on our sleep, right? In order for you to harness your energy, you have to improve your sleep patterns. You also have to connect to the earth, also known as grounding. This is literally where you need to make a connection and touch the ground and touch the earth, as well as get sunlight. Today, we now know that there are so many compounds and so many physiological and biochemical systems that are at work when we actually connect to the dirt or the soil because of a voltage change that actually occurs at your skin. We know that sunlight is more important than just vitamin D, but it actually impacts 22 other compounds that it helps to produce within your body. So paying attention to what we put in and on our bodies, and not simply focusing on exercising or working out, but also finding ways to work in, are so crucial to revitalizing your energy systems. Finally, I have found out that many of my patients who have been doing all the right things, they've been doing all the right stuff, right? Only to have missed one of the most crucial aspects in life, having a purpose or personal mission. And what's all this for, right? Why do we get up every morning and go to work? What's the point of having a nice job, of making money? What's the point of having your health? What does it all mean if you don't have an ultimate purpose? You see, your body is smarter than that. Life is smarter than that. And if you don't have a personal purpose or a passion, then why would you need all that energy anyway? So failing to reconnect with a passion or purpose in life will literally drain your soul. Does that make sense? Quick question. Are you all enjoying the webinar so far? If so, just tell me in the comment section. And just to let you know, all of the comments are private, and I do this for privacy reasons. So feel free to let me know in the comment section. Just go ahead and type some things out right now, and I get all the comments personally. So just write whether or not you're enjoying this and give me some feedback on how we're doing so far. Awesome. Okay, George says it's great. Amy, she's loving it. Chris is saying, give me more, give me more. And Jonathan says yes. Michelle saying awesome. Okay, great. Okay, I'm glad you guys are digging it. So we're going to go ahead and continue. Let's recap what we've covered so far. So far we've talked about the 4 secrets to driving up energy. Secret number 1 is cutting out toxins, which are damaging your mitochondria. So you need to be focused on building up your mitochondria. And that leads to secret number 2, which is creating new healthy cells or mitochondria with specific foods and nutrients. Secret number 3 is to complement your detox organs by providing compounds that clean up your filters, right? Your body's internal detox systems. And then secret number 4 is learning how to cultivate a healthy lifestyle for long-term energy production. Now, who would like to take things to the next level and actually take action and have a plan that combines all of these together? All of this information took me years to gather and understand. And after spending hundreds of hours with individual patients, I realized that I could actually help more people if I just put it all together in one program. So I created the Clean Detox Home Study course to help you defeat your fatigue and increase your energy. Now here's what you get when you get the Clean Detox. It's a 4-module self-study course that goes much deeper on the principles that we just discussed and contains over 28 high-resolution videos on the how and the why of detoxification. Now, considering the amount of time that it would literally take for me to deliver all this information to a patient, it would easily be over $1,200 worth of material. I also include my Clean Detox 7-week roadmap, which lays out exactly what to do over the next 7 weeks. And I created this because I've had so many people who said that they just wanted to plug in and follow a step-by-step program. So I am now including this as part of the primary package. You also get my advanced toxicity protocols, where I get into the 4 most common toxins that we completely ignore: heavy metals, viruses and bacteria, parasites and environmental pollutants. Now, I will share with you how to test for these, and more importantly, how to eliminate them for good. Finally, I include my Clean Detox Recipe Manual, which contains dozens of delicious recipes that you can use during the entire program. And all of this together runs $1,930. But let's talk about money for a bit. Disposable income. Think about this. All of us have some level of disposable income. Most people get their paycheck each month, and a percentage of that goes towards movies, candy, magazines, alcohol, $5 Starbucks coffee, going out to dinner, things like that, right? Now, I'm not asking you to go into debt for this at all. What I'm asking you to do is to take some of that disposable income that you're going to spend on movies and going out to dinner and that kind of stuff, and instead of blowing it on something temporary and you're going to lose it, I'm asking you to make an investment in yourself. Because the money that you put into this is ultimately going to turn into more money for you by way of increased health, productivity, and energy. Have you guys ever read the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad? In that book, the author talks about the difference between assets and liabilities. And he goes on to say that poor people really just spend their money on liabilities. They buy cars, they buy boats, they buy foods that are taxing to their body, and they spend money on activities that don't really improve their life because nothing comes back from those things. Now, what rich people do is they put their money into investments that actually turn into more money for them. In this case, your health. And nothing is more important than that. You see, when you're actually on your deathbed, you're not going to be asking for more money, I guarantee you. What you are going to ask for is more health or more time. Look, all I'm doing is asking you to divert some of your disposable income into an investment in the Clean Detox, as opposed to something that's going to take money away, or in this case, take away your health. The program itself is worth more than anything because of that, but I'm going to offer a special bonus. So bonus number 1 is 3 months of email support. And this is unlimited email support. From the time of purchase, you're going to get 3 months of unlimited email and even text support. My flat rate fee for all functional medicine patients, for private patients, for unlimited email and text support is $200. So this bonus alone is going to be worth your time and your health. So with this bonus, you're going to get the 4-module self-study course, the Clean Detox 7-week roadmap, advanced toxicity protocols, all the Clean Detox recipes, and then 3 months of unlimited support. Now, if you only got that, if you only got the 3 months of unlimited email and text support to ask as many health questions about diet, exercise, supplements, anything you want, basically, I am going to be your personal concierge doctor. Would it be worth the entire investment? Well, what if on top of that, you are getting something even more? Look, every single month or every 2 weeks, you get a paycheck, right? And the cool thing about it is that you get that paycheck. You go out, you pay your bills, you buy your groceries, you have your disposable income, you spend the money, and it disappears. That one happens 2 weeks later. You get paid again, and that money, it's replenished. The cool thing about money is always replenished. You see, every 2 weeks it comes back again, and it keeps coming back over and over. Now let me ask you a question. Does that happen with your time too? When you miss your kids' school events because you're at the office, do you get that time back? When your friends ask you to go out and you just don't have the energy to do it, are you going to get that time back? No, you don't. You see, money replenishes every 2 weeks, but your time, you never get your time back. And the one thing that is robbing our time right now, no matter what we do, is poor health. What I'm asking you to do is to take an asset, to take a resource that replenishes every 2 weeks, and invest in something that's going to save you a ton of time. What I'm asking you to do is to take an asset, again, to take the stuff that you're going to spend money on, right? That's not going to bring anything back, and to invest it in something that's going to just going to save you a ton of time. Now, I know you can go and learn all of this stuff on your own. You can go and try to figure it all out the hard way like I did. You can go waking up tired and having to avoid activities on your own. You can do all that stuff. I'm just asking you to save a bunch of time. And because you can't get your time back, I'm asking you to take the money, which is replenishable, and to use it to buy your freedom. And in 2 weeks from now, you're going to have that money back anyway. Even if you lost your job, guess what the government's going to do for you? They're going to replenish that money for you. It just keeps coming back. So again, take some of that money and invest in the clean detox. And instead of wasting it on other things, in 2 weeks, you're just going to have that money back anyway. But again, this leads me to bonus number 2. For everyone who buys right now, today, you will get the Habits of Success Journal. Now, why am I giving this away? Because this by itself is an entire training course that I put into a manual that I've given to highly successful individuals who have transformed their lives. Now, I want to ask you guys another question. You've probably been on these kinds of webinars in the past. And you probably get excited, you get all fired up, and then what happens the next day? Probably nothing, at least for most of you. And it's sad because I just showed you guys the exact system that I'm using right now that over 1,200 people have used to defeat their fatigue and increase energy so they can enjoy more time with their family and friends. But chances are, if you're like most people, you're going to wake up tomorrow and do nothing. And the reason why is because old habits, they're hard to break. You're going to go back to your office or work tomorrow and you're going to be following the exact same old habits and routines. And honestly, the only way that you're going to be successful is if we figure out a way to break that habit right now. And the way that you're going to break that habit is by investing in this home study course and making a decision to change your ways. Now, I can come here and I can help you by giving you all the tools that you need to break those old habits so you can become successful. If you don't do that, you're just going to go back and slide back into your old exact habits. And everything that we did for the last 30 to 40 minutes here is going to be completely useless because you're just going to go back to your old ways. So the only way to break that is to invest right now. The only way to get something that you've never had is to do something that you've never done. Now you have the tools to break that habit and you'll be able to take this to the next level. And that's why I'm giving away the Habits of Success Journal. So not only are you getting the 4-module self-study course, the Clean Detox 7-week roadmap, my advanced toxicity protocols, all the clean detox recipes, unlimited email and text support, and the Habits of Success Journal to ensure, again, that you can break those old habits and replace them with positive, successful ones. Now, information alone is not enough. I know this. For the last several minutes, I've shared a ton of information with you. But as you know, information alone is not going to save you. You need this home study course to finally defeat your fatigue because that's what's going to help you to get to the next level in overcoming it and driving up energy. And to top it all off, I've got another bonus to make sure that you get the absolute best value that I can offer. So bonus number 3 is going to be a one-on-one consult with myself. My flat rate, keep in mind, is $495 per hour. And to ensure that you get the most out of this program on a personalized, customized level, I'm giving you this consult to give you the most that I can possibly give. I really can't do more than that. So once again, not only are you getting the 4-module self-study course, the Clean Detox 7-week roadmap, my advanced toxicity protocols, all the clean detox recipes, unlimited email and text support for 3 months, the Habits of Success Journal to break old habits and replace them with positive ones. You're also getting bonus number 3, which is a one-on-one consult. And altogether, this brings the entire program up to a value of over $3,000. Now, the good news is that you're not going to pay that amount today. For a limited time and a limited number of people, I've got a special offer for you. The good news is that you can get started today for only $147. The bad news is that I cannot keep the price at this level for too long. So I'm limiting this promotion to a limited time and to only 20 people. Why? Because I value my time and the work that I do. Look, the reality is that there's 2 kinds of people who show up on these webinars. And I know because I do quite a bit of them. Right now, there's the timid, nervous person who gets on here and they think it's cool, it all makes sense, and they really want to do it, but they just don't take action. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't like working with people like that. Those people, they're never successful. And while I want them to be, I can't do it for them. And so I'm not willing to lose my time over it. The people I like to work with are the people like us. They get on this webinar, they hear the information, they understand it, and they decide to step up and they want to produce, and boom, They come out here and they get the results and they make things happen. So I'm going to ask you guys, which one are you? Are you the person on the left or are you the person on the right? You see, the person on the left has probably gotten tired and hung up on the webinar by now. And I'm not here to make you or anyone on this webinar feel bad, but I'm also not here to sugarcoat anything for you. So if you're ready to take some massive action in your life and do some really cool stuff and change your life for the better, if you want to join us today, okay, this is the time to do it. You can sign up now by visiting the URL that you see here or clicking on the link in the comment section. Again, it's only $147 for a limited time and for a limited number of people. I really cannot let this offer go for much longer, considering everything that I'm actually giving you. So now it's time to say goodbye. Look, this is the deal. All of you, you've been trying to increase your energy and enjoy your time with family and friends. And I want you right now to say it with me. Say it inside your mind or say it out loud. Say goodbye. Say goodbye to waking up tired. Say goodbye to having to avoid extracurricular activities because you just don't have the energy. Say goodbye to the suffering of fatigue and low energy. Because you bought the Clean Detox right now, you can say goodbye forever to what's been stopping you. I am so confident in this program that I'm going to give you a 30-day test drive. And if you go through all the modules, if you complete every single section and watch all the videos and follow every single recommendation and you don't get any results, then I'll refund your money 100%, no questions asked. So it's completely risk-free for you and you still get all the bonuses. I mean, seriously, I cannot give you more than that. So what are people saying about this? Well, as you can see here, and look at the date because I recorded this just last week, right? I snapped this picture just last week. Here's the thing, I'm nothing special. The people that I've helped, they're nothing special. I personally couldn't help patients who were experiencing fatigue or low energy for such a long time, and it wasn't until I put all the information together that I saw a change. I had to spend years of trial and error to discover this thing that works, and it's not a hard concept to grasp. And you can either go and do it the hard way and go and figure it out yourself, or just do what 1,200 other people have already done, just plug in and take action. Again, I'm nothing special and neither are my patients. They're just ordinary people like you and I who were tired and frustrated and decided that they weren't going to take it anymore. And if they can do it, I promise you, you can do it, and this home study course to help you finally defeat your fatigue is what can make it a reality. So again, what do you get? Not only are you getting the 4-module self-study course, the Clean Detox 7-week roadmap, my advanced toxicity protocols, all the Clean Detox recipes, you're also going to get 3 months of unlimited email and text support, my Habits of Success journal, and a one-on-one consult valued at over $495. You get all of this, totaling over $3,000, and it's only $147 for the next 20 people. Once again, you can get started for just $147. And remember, I cannot keep the price at this level, at least not for that long, right? So I'm limiting this promotion just for a limited time and only for 20 people. Now, I promised that anyone who stayed to the very end would get my 7 steps to better sleep. So here's the link that you can go to in order to download that right away, and it's completely free. I hope you all enjoyed the webinar. I really hope that the information you found is valuable. And I thank you, and I truly hope that we can have a one-on-one consult really soon and start working on getting you where you deserve to be when it comes to unlimited energy and vitality. So goodbye for now, and I really do hope that we can talk soon.